every December, behind the tall iron gates of a quiet country house in Norfolk, one of the most private and tightly controlled Christmases in the world begins. There are no relaxed mornings in pajamas, no lazy afternoons in front of the television. Instead, there is a timetable so strict that even a 75-year-old princess, the hardest-working member of the entire royal family, must follow it to the minute. What happens inside Sandringham over 3 days is a world most people will never see. And Princess Anne, the king's own sister, knows every unspoken rule by heart. This is the story of how Britain's royals really spend Christmas, and why even the toughest woman in the family bends to its old, unchanging traditions. For the royal family, Christmas does not truly begin until they arrive at Sandringham House, the king's private country retreat in Norfolk. The festivities begin on the morning of Christmas Eve, when family members arrive at the estate. But there is one rule that every guest learns quickly and no one dares to break. According to royal writer Robert Jobson, there is an unspoken rule for guests: do not arrive late, and there is no grace period. Hello, LBC. For Princess Anne, punctuality is second nature. She has spent a lifetime being described as the most disciplined and no-nonsense figure in the family, so arriving on time is never a struggle for her. Yet the pressure sets the tone for everyone. From the moment the cars roll up the long drive, the family steps into a schedule that leaves almost nothing to chance. Then comes one of the strangest traditions of all. Once they have arrived, guests are weighed on an old-fashioned set of scales. The idea, passed down through generations, is a playful one. The family checks everyone's weight at the start, then weighs them again at the end to see how much each person has enjoyed the feasting. It is a small, almost comic ritual, but it reveals something bigger. At Sandringham, tradition rules over comfort, and history is folded into even the smallest moments of the day. LBC. Princess Anne, known across Britain for her healthy habits and sharp practicality, is said to take it all in her stride. She is not a woman drawn to indulgence. While others prepare to eat their way through 3 days of rich food, she remains the same steady, grounded presence she is all year round. The scales may tell their story by the end of the holiday, but few expect the Princess Royal's needle to move very far. In a house full of ceremony, she is the quiet anchor, already following the rules before anyone has to remind her of them. To understand why Princess Anne fits so naturally into Sandringham's rigid Christmas, you have to understand the woman herself. She has built a strong reputation as the hardest-working royal, and even at 75, that reputation has never faded. Where others see the holidays as a rare chance to slow down, Anne carries the same discipline into December that she shows the rest of the year. Hello. Nowhere is this clearer than at the dinner table. While much of the family looks forward to indulging, the Princess Royal keeps things noticeably simple. She is known for sticking to a healthier, more minimalist diet, keeping her Christmas menu closer to her everyday eating than the lavish spreads around her. Her tastes are famously down to earth. On an ordinary day, she is said to enjoy a kipper, and she reportedly prefers her bananas well past their sell-by date, a habit many would find hard to stomach. Hello. Her practical streak runs even deeper. According to reports, when hosting her own guests, she has been known to serve pork pies or tinned pies from a well-known budget brand. For a princess, it is an unusually modest choice, and it captures exactly who she is, a royal who cares far more about substance than show. Hello. This is why the strict Sandringham timetable suits her so well. The rest of the family may find the endless schedule tiring, but for a woman who has spent decades attending hundreds of engagements a year, structure is simply how life works. She does not need reminders to be ready on time, to dress correctly, or to move from one part of the day to the next without complaint. Around her, the household hums with careful planning. Christmas for the royals is not the relaxed affair most families enjoy. Instead, they follow a strict timetable, with multiple outfit changes over 3 days. For some, changing clothes several times a day is exhausting. For Anne, it is just another routine to be handled efficiently and without fuss. Hello. In many ways, she is the perfect mirror of Sandringham itself, traditional, unshowy, and deeply reliable. The estate does not bend to the people inside it. The people bend to the estate. And in Princess Anne, the family has a member who embodies that spirit better than anyone. She does not resent the rules or wish them away. She simply follows them, quietly proving year after year that behind all the grandeur, the royal Christmas runs on discipline, the very thing she has mastered better than anyone else in the family. As Christmas Eve settles into evening, Sandringham reveals a side of royal life that surprises many people. In a tradition closer to German custom than British, the royal family exchanges its presents on Christmas Eve, something said to have been introduced by Prince Albert generations ago. It is a warmer, more relaxed moment in an otherwise formal schedule, and one of the few times the family truly gathers as a family. LBC. But even this softer evening sits inside a firm structure. The next morning brings one of the most carefully guarded routines of all. The day begins with a private service in a chapel at Sandringham, which the public never sees, before the more famous appearance at St. Mary Magdalene Church. Long before the crowds catch a glimpse of them, the royals have already quietly marked the day in their own way. LBC. Then comes the moment the public waits for. After the second service, the family greets well-wishers on a walkabout before returning for Christmas lunch. For onlookers who have queued since dawn, it is the highlight of the year. For the family, it is one more carefully timed step in a day that never truly pauses. LBC. Lunch itself carries its own firm rules. The king is said to insist that everyone, including himself, wears the paper hats found inside the Christmas crackers. It is a light-hearted rule, but a rule nonetheless, and no one is excused. Even the grandest members of the family sit at the table in colorful paper crowns, a reminder that tradition here can be playful as well as strict. LBC. The schedule tightens again in the afternoon. There is a brief loosening when some of the household go for a walk, but everyone must be back for afternoon tea, which begins at 5 p.m. sharp. There is no drifting in late, no lingering outside. The clock rules the house. LBCHELLO. The food follows tradition too, though the king has quietly reshaped some of it. Foie gras, once a royal favorite, was removed from the menu in 2022 because of his concern for animal welfare. It is a small but telling change, proof that even the most fixed customs can shift when the head of the family decides. Hello. Through all of this, Princess Anne moves with the same calm efficiency. The gift-giving, the two church services, the paper hats, the strict 5 p.m. tea, she treats each as a simple duty to be done properly. While the day may feel like a marathon to some, she glides through it, a steady figure in a house where every hour has already been decided long before anyone wakes. Beneath all the rules and rituals, Sandringham at Christmas is really a story about family, who is welcome to the table and who is not. The King and Queen Camilla are joined by the Prince and Princess of Wales and their children, along with Prince Edward, Duchess Sophie, and Princess Anne with her family, including Zara and Mike Tyndall. Together they fill the old house with several generations at once. LBC. Yet some familiar faces are always missing. Andrew and Sarah Ferguson have become outcasts because of their association with the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, and are absent from the gathering. Their empty places speak louder than any words, a quiet reminder that even royalty is not shielded from scandal and consequence. Hello. Another absence has become just as familiar. As has been the case since they moved to California, Prince Harry, Meghan, and their children remain away. For a family that prizes tradition and togetherness above almost everything, their yearly absence is a shadow that never quite lifts from the celebration. Hello. But recent Christmases have carried moments of hope, too. For the Princess of Wales, one holiday marked a deeply personal milestone, her first Christmas since sharing that she was in remission from cancer. After a year that tested the whole family, her presence at Sandringham became something far greater than routine. It was a moment of quiet gratitude, felt by everyone who understood what the family had been through. And this is where Princess Anne's steady character matters most. In a household shaped by strict timetables and heavy history, she is the calm center that holds it all together. She does not chase the spotlight or stir the drama that so often surrounds the royals. She simply shows up, does her duty, and honors the traditions that have shaped her entire life. Year after year, through changing faces and painful absences, she remains the same, dependable, disciplined, and completely at ease with the rules others find so demanding. By the time the final afternoon tea is cleared away and the last present is opened, Sandringham has done what it always does. It has bound the family together, not through comfort, but through tradition. And standing quietly at the heart of it all is the woman who understands that tradition better than anyone, a princess who never fights the rules, because she has spent a lifetime proving that following them, with grace and without complaint, is its own kind of strength. In a world that never stops changing, she is the constant, and that perhaps is the greatest royal tradition of all.